Morning guys, and welcome back to Derby Koi. As you can see, I'm in the bunker. Heater's not on here at the moment, but it's still nice and snug at 25 degrees. The heater's been off for a few days, just to try and equalise some of the temperatures. I was hoping we was going to have some really nice weather. I mean, yesterday was an absolute scorcher yesterday. Really nice weather, brought the pond temperature up to about 20.5. So I was hoping I was getting a few days of that to bring the pond temperature up a little bit more. And I'm trying to lower the temperature in here. So obviously I had the door open yesterday, which has brought the temperature down a little bit, because I want to move some of these ones out of here into the main pond. But I don't want it too much of a difference. But obviously today, you can't really see me outside. All overcast, not the warmest of days. It's not freezing, definitely not freezing, but yeah, not the warmest of days today. So that's knocking the temperature down in the pond again. We had one day of sunshine, and I think that's the summer over. Anyway, in my last video I mentioned my water quality. I've been getting tannins in the water, and I tried a different food to see if that was the issue, and it looks like it was the issue. I've had quite a lot of comments, private messages as well, from various people, all saying for someone this year really they've noticed a difference in the food, in the Koi, Kenko? I think it's the Kenko food. As I said in that video, that I've been using it 3 or 4 years now, and I've never had an issue. The fish love it, fish do really well on it, but for some unknown reason this year it's caused a lot of tannins in the water. But it's been, how long has it been? 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks at trying the aqua source food in the main pond, and the water quality is not 100%, but it's a hell of a lot better. It's definitely a lot better. Obviously it's going to take a bit longer for it to get the that amount of water changed in 2 weeks, so there's a bit more to go. And obviously, you know, we haven't had the warm temperature. We've had some really cold days, so the lilies have been dying back a little bit, and they've been attacking them, so that's been breaking off and dying down, and that has caused a few particles in the water. But that's not the issue. I don't mind the particles. It was the brown tingy tea colour I wasn't happy with. Now, as I said, it's been out 2 weeks now. I've stopped using them in the main pond, but I'm continuing to use the Koi food here in the bunker. Now these ones in this tank, I've stopped the growth food for those, but they're just eating the health and vitality. But the smaller ones in the green vat, they're on a mix, still on the same mix as well, with some of the smaller Tozai grower food as well. I've got a mix in here, my little mix in there. There is colour food, growth food, health and vitality, their Tozai grower. I think that was it. And obviously I'm giving the calci worms as well. Now the tannins in here are just as bad. These are not improved, so it's telling me it's definitely the food. So yeah, as I said, a few people commented and messaged me to say they've been having the same issue. As I said, I don't know if Koi have changed their recipe or their ingredients and what they're using. I don't know, but I definitely think it's time for a change. I think I've still got lots of food left. I've got quite a bit of the Kenko food left, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to use it in here in the bunker, because I don't mind about the water, the tannins in the water in here, as long as they're getting some food. Obviously the reason we want it nice and clear in the main pond is for my benefit, not the benefit of the koi. So I'm going to continue to use it in here, and that'll use up the food, and when that's used up, I'm not sure what I'm going to do once all the food's gone. Whether I'm going to continue with the Kenko food, because it's you know, it's not a bad food, to be honest. I've had some decent growth from it with my fish in the past. It's just this year with the tannins. So I'll spin you around, and hopefully you can see that there's an issue with this water in here, and then we'll go back out to the main pond and we'll have a look at that one. Okay, so this is the smaller vat, the vat with the smaller fish in. As you can see, it's not that clear. It's got like a light tea staining colour, yellowy, orangey colour to it, which is making the whites look more, not as white as they actually are. So yeah, still got that staining in here, but I don't mind that. But as you can see, I am getting some decent growth, especially that Shiro at the back, beautiful. As the Harawak has put some size on, the Kahok has put some size on, and the Kikikuru from Vince has put some size on as well. And the Kajaka is looking not bad at all. Anyway, but I can see with those. But as for growth, as you can see in here, so you get the camera thing, there we go. I don't think it will the air go in the balls on. But these have put some real size on. There's a beautiful shag eyes, putting a lot of, not much inside, but one of them's a lot bigger. But the Zuri, this one especially coming down here, he really has put some size on. But I want to get these into the main pond, try and get some more natural sunlight on them, especially the Zuras, to try and bring that sumi back out on them a little bit more in natural light, because as I said before, it's less the light through, but it cuts down the UV rays on this, so it's not getting the light they need. So once they're in the main pond, hopefully I'll start to deepen that colour back up again. Okay, coming back round to the main pond. I don't know if you can see the difference. Still hungry. Henrietta's really put some size on this year, she's looking gorgeous. But the difference in here, it's not 100%, and there is a few ripples on the water with the wind. It's a bit windy today. But the tannins have really, really improved. I'd probably say we're about 85 to 90% there with this food. And also what I have done is, obviously the size of that feeding ring, the size of like Henrietta and the Sankey and stuff, it's a very small feeding ring. I do need to make a bigger one. What I want to do is make one that comes out up here to about here at an angle, take it out and maybe go a little bit bigger over there, just give it a slightly bigger feeding ring, because when any food comes in there, they're fighting over the food, it does get knocked out, and what I've been finding, it goes straight into the skimmer over there. So what I have done, I can I don't know if it'll show you, just come round here. Oh. On my, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't, I'll get a bit closer, just in here, you can see there, look, there's that mesh. So what I've done, where I put my, I made this grid on the front here, what I've done is I've cut some mesh and just slid it down that mesh there, a fine mesh, so it's still letting all the fine particles that get on the surface. So but any food that comes along here now, it just gets caught along the front here. And what I'll do is, just because it's just on the below the on the surface on there, any excess food, they're eating it from there. But all the fine bits are getting in, and anything that comes off these, it gets sucked in and just gets held up against the thing. So every day I'm just coming, pull any lilies that are out of there. And since that, I put that on 2 days ago. No food in there at all. Not a single drop of food. Oh, there is actually. Because some of this aqua source is quite small. If it goes in straight away, well, that might have been from before. I'm hardly getting any food. There you go. There's one there. Look. So they can have that one back until it swells up a little bit. Because it was only the a small pellet I had. It's probably like a 2 mil, so we could get through when I go back onto the larger pellet, which I'm going to go. It definitely won't go through there, but the tannins have definitely improved. Okay guys, so now I don't know how scientific this is, but when I went the other weekend to to see Ross, and I picked up the sieve filter, talking about food and telling the issues I had, and I said, no, I don't know if it's the food. He actually came up with an absolutely fantastic idea to try. Never even thought it myself. I said I was trying the new food to see the difference. He said, well, why don't you try a bit of pond water in a glass or a jar and put a bit of the food in and see what it does to the water. Now, I thought, why not? I'll give it a go. So I got 2 glasses, filled them with pond water. I put a small handful of the Quinikai Ultimate Mix is what I'm using in there, and I put a handful of the aqua sauce in there. Now obviously, yes, you're going to get bits from both of them, but it's been less than 2 hours. Let me spin you around and we'll have a look. Okay, there we go. Now this is the aqua sauce. It's a little cloudy, but you're going to get some breakdown from the food. And that is the Ultimate Mix, and that's got the brown tinge to it. And that one, it's obviously it's murky and cloudy. Obviously, it's going to cause food, and it's going to break down. There's, you know, whatever's in there, it's going to break it down. But that one is significantly darker, more like a tea stain colour, a lot of tannins in the water. As I said, it's probably been not even 2 hours yet, and it's just been sat in here. So that is amazing what it does. So I'm assuming that's what it's doing to the water. Now obviously the fish are digesting that as well, and they're excreting it, which is obviously they're going to be excreting that colour as well. So that has really surprised me how quick that has turned the water that type of colour. Hopefully it shows up on camera the difference in colours, but there's a significant difference on them. Significant difference. That's amazing. Not very scientific, but it worked. Cheers, Russ. That's a good idea, that one. Thank you. It worked. Okay, so we're now going to check on this food that I did. Yeah, that's what time are we now? So that's what, 12, 18 hours approximately. Now you can see 100% see a difference in there. Yes, a little cloudiness in there, but that it really is. Looks like it does look like a medium strength tea in there. So you can definitely see a difference in that, and that's with the my mix that I do. This is Health and Vitality, but that is the mix of all 3 that I use. So what I'm going to do now, I think, is I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to do the test again, but I'm just going to do a Health and Vitality in one, a Colour Plus, and if I can find another cup, a clear cup, I'm going to do a growth food. So all 3 of the mix that I use, I'm going to do each individual ones, and I'll come back in a few hours, give it a couple of hours at least, and then see if it's one particular type of food. I think it's either it's either the growth food or the colour food that's causing this. I could be wrong, it could be the Health and Vitality, but I don't think it's going to be as bad. But it'll be interesting to see between all 3 how much difference there is between the 3 of them. So let me dispose of these. That can go in the bunker, that can go in the main pond. That'll be fine for them. And then let's get some more in there, see if we can find another cup, and we'll do another test. Okay, so just put the 3 together. So we've got Health and Vitality, Colour Plus, and Growth. Now as soon as you put them in, you can get, there's a few, if it'll pick it up on camera, there's a few particles floating down. It's just dust and stuff, but it'll be interesting to see what results we get from these 3. And I will put some this forward a little bit, and I'll find something to put behind, something white, so we can actually see the difference in contrast again. I've noticed more dust on the Health and Vitality one, but that will settle, so it'll be interesting to see the results. So we'll come back in a few hours. Okay guys, it's been a couple of hours, and as you can see, we had bloody rain again. So I'm going to go and check on this food, and well, actually I've just been in there and it surprised me, so let's go and have a look. Now, there you go. Now that surprised me. That is the health and vitality. That is the colour plus, and that's the high growth. Now I honestly thought either that one or that one would be the worst, but that one is the worst. Obviously he's got reds, whatever that is, he's dying the water, but that has actually surprised me how much that has done it. So looking at it, at how much it shows on camera, that discolours the water the least, that's second, and that's third. So when you mix all three together, it means that tea stained colour. Wow, that really has surprised me how much that has dirtied the water. I honestly thought, to be honest, it's either of these two, more the colour plus, which I'm assuming contains something like spirulina or something, which is why it's got a slightly greeny colour to it. But that surprised me. I didn't expect that one to be the worst. So this has now been, like I said, 2 hours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it overnight now, and I'll come back in the morning just to see if it's any worse. So I should catch you in the morning. Okay guys, it's the next day. Just got back from taking pictures of the park, and of course it's been raining. That's why I'm still in my jacket. Ooh. Yeah, we can have a look at this food. It's been, again, close to 18 hours again now, same as the first time. So I'll spin you around and we'll have a look at this food. Okay, here we go. So, as I said before, health and vitality, colour plus, and growth. Now obviously the health and vitality is really murky reddishy pink colour. That colour plus isn't too bad, a little murky, but the growth food again, that's gone really cloudy. So I'll say the worst one is that one, then the growth, and then the colour plus isn't as bad. So yeah, that's not great from the food, to be honest. Yeah, so as you see, that's my Quenikai food, the Kenko food. That's definitely explaining the tannins in the water, because since I've changed food, as I said, about 2 weeks, I can see a difference. So yeah, I don't know if they've changed, as I said before, again, I don't know if they've changed the ingredients or something's happened, because I've been using it for about 4 years now, never had an issue up until this year. So yeah, not good. So I think definitely it's time for a change, and possibly an upgrade. I have been looking into different foods. Obviously I've tried the aqua sauce, which they like, you know, they love the food, and it seems to be clearing the water up. So whether I go with the aqua sauce, I don't know, but I have been looking at the other foods as well. There's some expensive foods out there when you see the price of them, but when you think of somebody made a comment to me, with these foods, you've got to think about price per kilo, how much you're paying for your food at the moment to how much these other foods are priced per kilo, because normally they come in a bigger bag as well. With the ultimate mix is what, when I mix all these three together, I'm paying about £10 a kilo for the food. So when you look into it, to be honest, I have actually been looking at this Saki Ikari balance food, and when you look into that, it actually works out at about £11.30 a kilo. So for an extra £1.30, is it worth it? I think it's not too bad, to be honest, but when you think of it that way, yes, it's a big initial payout, but when you're buying, you know, I'm thinking a 15 kilo bag, yeah, it's not too bad. So I might go down the Saki Ikari route just to give it a try and see what happens. So yeah, I'll report back on that at a later date. Anyway, for now, I've got to get ready. Got a visitor coming today, a subscriber and a fellow YouTuber. So he'll be here in about 40 minutes, so I shall catch you back when he's here. I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, me again. Right, I got my visitor. Some of you may know him. He is a fellow YouTuber from Cooper's Koi. So if you haven't already, pop on over and check him out. Give him a subscription, give him some love. And before you say anything, can come back to me. Yes, he hasn't put anything out for 6 months. I have told him off. He has had a few issues. His computer's gone bang and he's sorted himself out. He has been recording, he just hasn't been uploading. So he's promised me he's gonna get his recording sorted out and his editing done, and he's gonna start uploading again. So I'm gonna spin you around and you can see him for yourself, so you can see who you've got to tell off.
Thanks, Andy.
Okay, this is Ian from Cooper's Koi. So he's going to tell you about his pond, and you can go over and check him out for yourself.
Right. Yep, I've been thoroughly told off, not by Andy, but by quite a few other people just lately. The good news is the pond is up and running. The fish are very happy, and there are lots of videos, yes, in the pipeline. We did have a major computer malfunction, and unfortunately funds had to go on the koi pond. But yeah, it's up. We've got, I think it's 14 koi in there now. They are all from Adam Buyer. Very pleased with everything. It is heated. Currently running at about 21, 22 degrees, and they've settled in very nicely. Have had quite a few issues with regards to the filtration system. As those of you who followed me in the videos I have released will know, I have a Cockney Koi filter system, and I've got a sieve at the front. Unfortunately, I didn't realise that I'm actually putting too much water into the sieve, which is then causing it to overflow, and my overflow then doesn't return back to my filter on my pond. It was going to waste. So I woke up one morning, looked out the window. Fortunately, I'd got a flow switch down to the good man behind the camera, and I followed his views on how to wire it up, so it worked perfectly. Stopped all the pumps, and I'd lost 3 inches. Filled it back up again, couldn't quite figure out where it went overnight again until I went around the back of the pond and found that's where all the water was going. So now we've modified that. It goes down back into the main filter system. I have been feeding quite well. They're growing and they're coming on. Hopefully the videos that I'm going to upload, you will see that they've come on quite nicely. The ones I've just moved out of the, what we say, quarantine or grow on tank, they've now all gone over, and that will hopefully, with the feeding system, allow me to go on 2 weeks holiday, which I think the wife's looking forward to, because it's either at work or with the fish. She wants some time to be spent with her. But
you'd rather be with the fish?
I'd rather be.
No, you're not going to say that on camera, are you?
No, I can't, can I? She's quite good, because when we went to the National, she did give me £100 to go spending on myself, so I was quite pleased about that at the end of the day. Very pleased to be here. I couldn't quite get to the open house that was being shown by Ken and whatever else. Unfortunately, I had to pass that by. But Andy graciously, I did badger him a little bit, allow him to go up and see his pond, and I've got to say it's well worth seeing. Got to go around Bisley's bunker in a bit, but the dog himself, which I believe he was here a moment ago, but I think he's disappeared with his dad Graham somewhere around the way. Has made me feel very welcome. So it's a thumbs up from me, and don't forget, from me it's Bob's your uncle, but from Andy, job's a good one.
Okay guys, so that's Ian just gone off. Had a lovely chat and a great, absolutely fantastic visit, really good chat. And I was here, I got a new mug. It says Cooper's Koi, Bob's your uncle. I got a mug and a pen. Now I did say it's a very special mug, because there's only 2 of these ever made. He's got one and I've got one, so it's very, very select mug. So Vince, you ain't got one of them yet. So he's only had 2 of those made. So Ian, thank you so much, mate, really appreciate it. Great to see you again. And as I said in the chat, I was having that chat, if you need help with your scrapes and anything else, give me a shout and I'll pop on over, not a problem at all. Right, now this video is going out on the Friday, so next weekend, I think it's the 26th and 27th, is the Newark Koi Show. Now, I am going to the show. I'm not 100% which day I'm going yet, but I think it might be the Sunday. So if you are going to the show, you can leave a comment down below, tell me which day you're going, And if you're going to the Newark show, now it's saying it's going to be, I don't know if it's double the size as last year. They are going to open up another section to make it bigger, so it's definitely going to be bigger than last year, and last year was a really good show. So 26th and 27th of August, the Newark Koi show. If you are going, leave me a comment down below, tell me what day you're going, and if I am there on the Sunday or the Saturday, I'm not 100% sure which yet, more likely the Sunday, pop on over and come and say hello. If you don't want to say hello just to me, come and just say hello to Bisley, or come over anyway. I'd love to see you and meet you. So yeah, that's it for now. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit that bell for your notifications. Pop on over to Facebook and Instagram. So until the next one, stay safe. Jobs are good.